Hi everybody, welcome Jared to Emerald Coast Neighborhoods. Today we'll be talking about title insurance, and I have Jared Bradley from Bradley Title to tell us exactly what this is.
Thank you.
All right, if you could be so kind to give us some information about yourself.
So my name is Jared Bradley with Bradley Title. I've been in title insurance this is my 25th year in title insurance. I've had Bradley Title for 10 years now, and we just enjoy doing it. So we've been around for quite a while. Look forward to a long time doing it.
All right, and if you have any more questions about other than what we've talked about today, you'll find all of his information in the notes below. Okay, so easiest question, I'm going to give you a snowball one, is what is title insurance?
So title insurance is a title insurance policy that will protect your title, your ownership interest in the property. It protects against defects, liens, hidden heirs, judgments, things like that. So we'll run a title search on the property, and then we offer a title insurance policy that guarantees that you have clear title and the ability to sell your property once you are ready to sell it.
Okay, is it like car insurance where you got to keep paying monthly, or?
So title insurance is a one-time premium. So that's the good thing about title insurance.
Okay.
You pay one title insurance premium at closing when you purchase your property or when you're doing your refinance, and you never have to pay for it again, and it'll cover you until you sell the property or dispose of the property.
Okay, so if I buy my property,
Right.
so I pay my title insurance,
Yes, sir.
and since currently the interest rates are high, they come down a little bit, and I decide to refinance my property, do I have to repay for title insurance?
So you'll do a new lender's title insurance policy, but your owner's title insurance will stay in place until you sell the property. So you would get what's called a reissue credit based on your refinance, and that's going to be based on your loan amount. And a reissue credit will bring the title insurance premium down just a little bit.
Okay, so I heard you say something about lenders and owners. Are these types of title insurance, or
Right.
what's that?
Right, so you have two types of title insurance policies. You have your owner's policy and your lender's policy. Your owner's policy will protect you as the owner of the property in case you have any kind of defects, again, on title insurance or title, anything like that. And your lender's policy will protect your lender for their mortgage. So to make sure that their mortgage is in first lien position, make sure there's not any other mortgages or anything that are going to take precedence over their mortgage. So that's what your lender's title insurance will cover.
Okay, and you keep saying defects. What does that mean?
A defects would be something against your title, like a cloud on title, maybe fraud, a hidden document that's not been recorded. Maybe an heir will come up and say that they own the property. An heir would be somebody that is, okay, I'm gonna stop right there. So an heir would be somebody that would be from, like if your father passed away and you inherited the property, that title insurance is going to protect you against somebody that comes back and claims that they own the property.
Okay. All right. And I guess that protection is the reason why I need title insurance. I mean, do I have to have it?
Right. So, of course, I'm going to recommend it to you. So you would want to have a title insurance to protect your interest. Your lender's going to require it, so they're going to have a policy. So why not protect your own interest as an owner of the property and get an owner's title insurance policy? The owner's title insurance policy is optional. Your lender's policy is required by your lender, but you're going to get a simultaneous issue rate when you do both policies at the same time. So you're going to get a discounted rate on one of those policies.
Okay. Now, if I sell it and I have my owner's policy and everything's protected, it's all this title search has gone on, and then I'm selling it to the next person, I mean, should I just trust that everything's good? Or
so when you go to sell it, if you have a title insurance policy, who knows what's been recorded in the public records while you've owned that property? So what if something was recorded that no one notified you of? What if somebody put a lien against you? What if somebody put a lien against your property? Once you sell that property, we'll do another title search, and then your new buyer will get a title insurance policy that protects them from anything, because your title insurance policy will expire the minute you sell it to someone else.
Okay. Now, is there a difference, I'm assuming, along with the two different policies, because we have cash buyers and then we have lender buyers. And
Right.
so if, obviously, the lender policy is only in effect if I'm using finances?
Right, that's correct. So your lender's policy is only going to come into play if you are getting a mortgage on the property. And then that lender will have that title insurance policy for them. On a cash transaction, you will get your owner's title policy, and of course, we will not have a lender's title policy because there's not a mortgage involved.
Do I have to pay for the lender's policy?
Yes, the lender's not going to pay for it themselves. Of course, it's one of those standard lender's fees that they're just going to pass on to you. Sometimes you can negotiate that in the contract and get the seller to pay for your title insurance premiums, but typically the buyer would pay for the lender's title insurance policy.
And that would be that's any of the policies, the owner or the lenders typically is the buyer that's paying these and not the seller.
Correct. That's right. And again, you do have the chance to negotiate that in the sales contract. And sometimes if you will get the seller to pay for title insurance, typically they'll only pay for the owner's title insurance policy and leave you still paying for the lender's title policy.
Okay. So if we're doing something a little more creative, like owner financing, it there wouldn't be a lender's policy in that case. It would just be the
So
owner's.
under owner financing, you still have the option. If you're the seller and you're doing an owner financing for the new buyer, you have the option to take out a loan policy, and you're still going to get it at a simultaneous rate, just like a mortgage lender or a regular mortgage lender would. So that lender, the title insurance policy is going to ensure again that your mortgage stays in first lien position. So if you're paying for an owner's title policy and you're going to get that lender's title policy at a simultaneous rate, which can be anywhere from $25 to $250, depending on what your title insurance agent would charge, why not get a lender's policy for yourself for $100? Your buyer's going to pay for it.
So let's be clear. Owner financing is if I sell it to an individual and I'm acting as the bank, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. That's right.
So they're paying me money every month instead of.
They're going to pay you monthly. You're going to have a mortgage from that buyer that's paying you, and that's going to be recorded in the public records. And if you're going to be the lender on that, why not get a lender's policy?
All right. Sounds great. Is there any other question that you thought I should have asked that I didn't? You know, a general question that people have?
The biggest question we get is what is title insurance and why title insurance? And I think you've asked those and we've answered some of that.
All right, then. I appreciate you coming and talking with me on Emerald Coast Neighborhoods.
I appreciate it.
And like I said, you can ask me a question, but I'll refer it to the expert. And I'll have all of his information below in the notes.
And you can find this information on our website at bradleytitle.com as well.
bradleytitle.com. All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.